Is up, Buffalo Fanatics. Z-Bot, Rico, it's Rico and Bot on the post-game show after a massacre of the ages, 47-10, your final on Monday Night Football as the Buffalo Bills improve to 3-0, knock the Jags down to 0-3. Where do we even begin? What a night, Rico, my brother. How are you feeling?
Oh, what a night. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody eats. That was the theme today, tonight, Monday Night Football. Redemption was the name of the game. Everybody eats was the name of the game. The buffet was open. And everybody get yourself a plate because exactly what happened tonight. Josh Allen was cooking.
Him.
Wow.
Him. This whole team was him. Himmer for debt. Himmy Neutron. This team was him across the board. 47-10 in a game that was over in what felt like the first series of the ball game. These Buffalo Bills offensively look like the greatest show on turf. We're talking like Kurt Warner's Rams tonight. I don't think I've ever seen this offense look that good, and the defense was there to match as well. Just an unbelievable display of greatness from top to bottom, a 47-point showing, hold the Jags to 10 points. That was as utter a display of dominance as you will see in professional sports. The Buffalo Bills improved to 3-0, and as it stands right now, barring an argument of Sam Darnold's Minnesota Vikings team, this Buffalo Bills team currently is the best team in the NFL through 3 weeks of football.
Bar none. I don't want to hear anything about it. We smashed the competition. Here's the thing. When your back is against the wall, you want to operate. You want to come in there and just deliver. And the Jaguars had every intention to come in there and just upset the Bills at home on an 0-2 deficit. They needed this win, and they didn't show up. Why? It wasn't because it just wasn't their night. The Bills were in their way. There was nothing they could do to muster anything. Josh Allen was just absolutely cooking. This guy was incredible today. Only 7 incompletions. 7 incompletions. An easy ladies and gentlemen, the Bills are back. The Bills are back in business, man. 3-0. 2 games in the conference on top of that. Those are things that we didn't take care of last year, and we're taking care of them early. And we look good. And listen, no Trey White, no Micah Hyde, no Jordan Poyer, no Terrell Bernard, no
Diggs, no Davis, no Midge Morris. Here you go. Here.
No Midge Morris, no Gabe Davis, no Terrell Bernard, no Matt Milano. And we still holding teams to 10 points?
What we're seeing is absolutely. I don't care if you're like my main man, Pierre, who's got this team going 17-0 every year since I've known him. I don't care if you're the guy who has the Bills winning by 40 every week. I don't care what kind of fan you are. The most optimistic fan would not have predicted the way that this year has started, especially offensively. You ready for some stats, Rico? Because you just made a great point. I think these stats make it seem beyond insane how this is even achievable.
What do you got?
Through the first 3 weeks of football, guess who the leading scoring team is in the entire National Football League?
It has to be the Kansas City Chiefs, no?
I would think it would be KC, or I would think it might be those high flying Eagles, might be those dominant Cincinnati Bengals we just saw take Washington to the woodshed.
What about the Cincinnati Bengals? What about the Minnesota Vikings?
Oh, that's a good guess. That's a great guess. The Saints, they've been looking damn good. 240-point plus performances. Saints, you'd have to think and be it, right?
Well, put me down for the Saints. They got to be the one team.
My last guess would be a Josh Allen-led team who's the most overrated player in the league. Now that he lost Gabe and Stephon Diggs, there's no way in hell they're even in the top 10, much less threatening number 1.
Are you telling me the number 1 team is who?
It would be those Buffalo Bills you just watched put on a masterclass this season. Through 3 weeks of football, the Buffalo Bills are the highest scoring team in the National Football League. One of only 2 teams, them and the New Orleans Saints, to have scored 100-plus points in their first 3 weeks. But the defense, Rico, they've lost a bunch of guys as well. You got to think that defense is a sieve, right? Losing Trey White, Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, Matt Milano down for the year, Terrell Bernard hurt, Teron Johnson even. I mean, God, I can't even remember the guys they've lost. You'd think this defense was getting walked on, right? Who do you think right now in the NFL through 3 weeks has the largest point differential in the league?
Nah, that's got to be the Saints. The Saints absolutely crushed the Dallas Cowboys. They came in and had a gross week 1 against the Panthers. Give me the Saints. It's got to be.
It's a hell of a guess. It's not it, though. But I would guess maybe it's those Chiefs, right? I mean, man, they got it all. That offense couldn't be more higher powered, of course, with the great one. Not to mention Chris Jones in that defense. Spagnuolo's got him playing defense.
Give me that for the Chiefs. It's got to be the Chiefs.
You sure that's your final answer? Lock it in?
Tell me I'm not. Am I wrong?
I hate to inform you, brother, but you couldn't be more wrong. The Buffalo Bills, through 3 weeks of football, have a plus 64-point differential, number 1 in the National Football League. These
Ladies and gentlemen,
Bills,
doesn't it feel good to be rooting for the squad that's putting up points, playing defense, running the football? Golly, that combination often doesn't happen when you're able to do that. And now you don't have to sit there and rely on this person to do that and that person to do this. Everybody eats.
What's my man Jeff King saying?
What's he saying? Jeff King saying, so proud of this team. How many teams can lose their entire defensive backfield, 2 starting receivers, middle linebacker, and center, and be 3-0? Well done, Buffalo. Well done. And you know what?
You didn't even mention the fact that they're being led by the most overrated quarterback in the league as well. I mean, I know Jeff's a smart man. He usually dots his I's, crosses his T's. I'm shocked he didn't throw that in there, as well, because that's a good point to make when you're talking about all of the things that these Bills do wrong. You'd be hard pressed to find a way to consider the fact that through 3 weeks, this team is doing things that they have yet to do under Josh Allen. They are defining addition by subtraction in a way that even the most optimistic Bills fan could not have possibly have fathomed. You're talking 3 weeks in a row of 31 plus points. Tonight, 47 points. You got 2 weeks in a row where Mitch Trubisky's basically playing a full quarter. They are not only winning ball games, but they're winning at such a clip right now where it's almost embarrassing to the other team. You got Mike McDaniel folding like a lawn chair last week. He carries that into this week. I don't know what's going on in Miami. And then tonight in Jacksonville, I guarantee you, if you turn on Jacksonville Sports Radio right now, the amount of calls that are being sent in right now to fire Doug Peterson or to move on from who was supposed to be the greatest prospect in NFL history, Trevor Lawrence, who has now lost 8 consecutive games. I'm not here to shit on anybody. I'm not shitting on Jacksonville. But all we got told all week, me and Rico got ripped. We were trying to say going into this game, Josh Allen on an 11-day rest, at home, Monday Night Football. This Jacksonville team has lost 7 straight games. Trevor Lawrence has barely been able to eclipse a 50% completion percentage. We were told all week long that this game was going to it was going to be up to the Jacksonville Jaguars and how it was going to be determined. The Buffalo Bills not only determined this game, they drove this game like a Ferrari going 150 miles an hour down the freeway with a lead brick on the gas pedal and didn't hit the brake once. Now, we had both said we thought this was going to be closer than maybe we would have liked it to be.
100%.
That was the biggest shocker to me, Rico. The desperation factor for Jacksonville. The only thing that's desperate right now, I would say the only thing desperate right now is that Jacksonville fan base trying to find an explanation for what the hell just happened. That was abysmal. And it had a lot to do with how dominant the Bills were. They forced their hand.
Duval in the trash. That's what that is. Duval should be in. Listen, that performance you guys put on today, this wasn't it. Now, let me talk to my Jacksonville people. Let me talk to y'all. Because the league is talking about overrated quarterbacks and overrated this and most hated that. The number one overrated quarterback in this game is the quarterback under center in Florida, in Jacksonville, Florida. And ladies and gentlemen, today's defensive performance really showed out today for Jacksonville and Mr. Trevor Lawrence himself. Sunshine. Well, there was no sunshine today. It was all darkness. Darkness, everybody. Because we all can, if you guys know where that's from, y'all give me a shout out. But listen, let me tell you guys something. Today, Trevor Lawrence. This is the third performance this year that the Buffalo Bills have kept. They started the starting quarterback for the next team under 200 yards passing. Ladies and gentlemen, Trevor Lawrence today, 178 yards passing. 178.
On 38 attempts.
38 attempts. I was just about to jump in there. 38 attempts, ladies and gentlemen. 4.7 yards a pop. I'm telling you right now, Kyler Murray, Tua Tagovailoa, alongside Trevor Lawrence, I don't think they got 6 yards a pop or more. The Bills' defensive backfield this whole defense have kept the opposing quarterback to averaging less than 6 yards a pop. Yo, this defense is for real. McDermott's got these boys bought all the way in. Christian Bedford is my guy.
Dude, he is a
baller, man.
Dog.
He is a certified dog. Give that man his flowers. This boy's a certified dog. He's the one that's keeping Kyer Elam at bay. And Kyer Elam almost took one to the house today.
Damn right.
Christian mother effing Bedford, my guy. My favorite player on the Bills squad right now. That's my favorite player on the squad. But let me go back to what this defense did to these Jacksonville Jaguars, right? Trevor Lawrence, 21 for 38, 178 yards, 4.7 yards a pop. Golly, there are running backs that rush
completion percentage too, Rico. 55% completion percentage.
Boy, that ain't gonna cut it. That ain't gonna cut it. What are you, Anthony Richardson? Come on, now you've been in the league longer than that, Trevor Lawrence. You can't hang on the performance against the Rams way back in the day in the playoffs. You can't. You can't hang. Was it the Rams? Excuse me. Who was
it? The Chargers. I mean, either way, though, that's
Chargers. Like, the Chargers. You can't hang on that performance, my guy. You can't. You were down a lot. You came back into the game, and we get it. That was a great performance, but you can't hang off of that. What else you gonna do in this league? It's not gonna cut it. Sacked 4 times, taken 36. Shout out to my boy Javon Solomon that got a strip sack. Salute to you.
Look at the passer rating.
65.5 rating.
Josh Allen had more than double that in the same exact football game.
Ladies and gentlemen, this Buffalo Bills defense is for real. But you know what? Sometimes you have to have a little bit of balance. Right? You think, we're going to run the ball. Travis Etienne, what was he, a former first-round pick, right? They got a lightning and what do they call it? Thunder and lightning with Tank Bigsby. We kept these boys to under 92 yards rushing. So 200 yards passing, less than that. 92 yards. Bro, this defense is the real deal. And guess what? Here's the biggest thing, right? You got Gabe Davis. You got Brian Thomas Jr. Kirk's in the middle. Christian Kirk's. I'm thinking, okay, they've got some weapons. They put some things together for my man Trevor Lawrence to do some big things this year. Fam. Christian Kirk, 8. He was the leading receiver over there with 8 receptions for 79 yards. Brian Thomas Jr., 5 for 48. Shut the hell down. Gabe Davis, the typical performance by Gabe Davis, right? 2 receptions for 18 yards. We already know that. We're used to that. So this doesn't mean nothing to us. Are you shocked by those numbers, Z-Bot?
No, I'm not shocked at all because Trevor Lawrence came into this game proving to us through 2 weeks that this was what we should expect, because I think for some reason that people are not willing to admit yet, despite the injuries, that the Bills defense under Sean McDermott, no matter who's out there, I don't have an explanation for it. I don't think anybody does. I think Doug Peterson would love an explanation for it. I don't think anybody has an explanation for the fact that you're trying guys out there that are from UB, right? DeMar Hamlin gets an interception tonight. You're talking about an unprecedented style of defense being executed by guys that would not be starting on other teams. That is all the credit to Sean McDermott. So Trevor Lawrence comes into this game. I wasn't expecting some massive correction through 2 weeks. He didn't do much against Miami, whose defense is not close to what the Bills is. The Browns have a closer defense to the Bills than Miami does. And last week, he had a 50% completion percentage against the Cleveland Browns. They scored 13 points. That's why I said coming into tonight, I just don't see how they could do that big of a correction within a week. I understand the desperation factor. I thought that would allow them to play a bit more inspired than they did. That was the shocking thing. But I never thought Trevor Lawrence was going to come out and have an absolute day. What shocked, I don't even know, shock. I don't think we can say shocking anymore, Rico. But I want to transition a bit over because I can't wait any longer to talk about what I just saw from this offense. I can't believe it. Joe Brady, this is, you are watching an absolute masterclass in simplicity. What I had said the second Joe Brady took over was that this team was in desperate need of re-implementing common sense. Common sense did not seem so common under Ken Dorsey. All of a sudden, when Joe Brady came in, they were doing the things that were working and they didn't divert from them at all. And that's what has led to what is now, I think, an over 80% win percentage since Joe Brady has taken over. This offense tonight looked like as dominant an offense as I have ever seen. 5 consecutive touchdown drives. And each and every one, Rico, it wasn't like they were busting out the flea flicker. They weren't busting out the triple reverse. It was a dump route here, a James Cook run here, an Allen draw here, a nice crossing pattern here. Josh Allen tonight, 23 of 30 for 263, 4 touchdowns. Let me emphasize this part, 0 interceptions. He now has 3 consecutive games without one. He has 9 total touchdowns on the year to 0 interceptions, a 77% completion percentage, and a quarterback rating of 142. My favorite part about all of that, he completed a pass, Rico, to 10 different receivers. To show you how insane that is, there can only be 11 men on the field at any given time offensively. Josh Allen completed balls to 10 different guys, including Khalil Shakir, who, once again, we talked about it on the pregame. We'll continue to talk about it until we're proven otherwise. 6 targets, 6 receptions. He was the guy tonight, Rico. 72 yards and a touchdown. And you want to talk about balance? Get a load of this, Rico.
Talk to me.
31 throws, 29 rushes. And tonight, what I loved the most about the pass game was that you probably are getting to the point now, if you are a defensive coordinator, you're anticipating what the Bills want to do, and that's run the football. Joe Brady pulled the rug out underneath of him tonight. He unleashed Josh Allen early and often in the first half, and that's why Allen had nearly more pass yards than he did in the Cardinals game in the first half. They didn't see it coming, and it never went away. They never went away from it, and it was nothing crazy. This is the beauty of it, Rico. Josh Allen is being put into positions to succeed. He isn't forcing the ball, nor is he being asked to force it. He's giving the ball to whoever's the most open on the play. Whether that's a beautiful throw down the field to Coleman, who was wide open, whether that's a dump off to Shakir or Kincaid, it doesn't matter. Allen's not forcing it. Joe Brady's drawing up things that are not allowing him to have to force it. This is as well-oiled a machine as I've ever seen, and they're doing it with 2 guys off the roster in Diggs and Davis, who many thought would make this offense crash down back to earth. This is absolutely insane what we are watching right now. And tonight was no better example of how dominant these Buffalo Bills have been and are under Joe Brady and Josh Allen. You are currently watching what I think to be the most efficient, fluid, and sound offense that you currently see through 3 weeks in the NFL.
And here's the thing. When you're looking at the performance that we put together, I mean, this is what we expect. Why I say this is because, think about it. If we came out flat, I would have been utterly disappointed. We had 11 days to prepare for these Jaguars. And that is the performance that you should see. You had time to heal up. You had time to really put a game plan together. And you had time to see what this Jaguars team was really about in week 2. So we had an opportunity to pick apart their weaknesses. And we just unleashed on and it was a pent up Monday night at home. That's a lot of energy. And I had friends that were there today, and they said the stadium, if you guys are tuning in, anybody tuning in that was at that stadium, Tell me how electric that stadium was.
Dude, didn't it sound amazing? Didn't it sound like louder than ever?
Great. It sounded great.
I noticed that right away.
And I'll tell you, Bot and I were joking around, right? But I'm telling you, if you hear that thing going, you know
that shit was playing on repeat tonight.
Going right now. You know what I mean?
Loop tonight.
I'm telling you. So, ladies and gentlemen, if this is the performances that we're going to start to get used to, I mean, we were talking about how much of a gauntlet this AFC was going to be. Who's next up on the list? I feel like I'm so confident in this team. I'm ready to make the Bills identify as Goldberg. Who's next? That's how it feels right now, because things just seem to be just going where they're supposed to go. And what makes this the greatest thing is we have a run game. Louis Riddick said it today, where it was a play action, and the whole defense just went left.
Yep.
Josh Allen goes right, and he's like, "You see, this is the beauty of having a run game. They're so worried about us running the football, they forgot that we have one of the most dangerous men in the backfield in Josh Allen." Golly, what? Joe Brady has been masterful on these last not only 3 games, but since week 11 of last year. He has been fantastic. Kudos to Joe Brady. Kudos to Bobby Babbage. But most importantly, kudos to McDermott having to make that tough decision. Could he have made it sooner last year? Sure. But the fact of the matter is this. He moved on from Ken Dorsey. He endorsed Joe Brady alongside, obviously, Josh Allen endorsing him. And then you say, you know what? The play calling is yours, Mr. Babbage. And Babbage was cooking tonight, boy. Listen, big shout out, huge shout out to McDermott, this whole organization. These boys they're rolling. And they made the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you thought the Jacksonville Jaguars played 2 teams at the beginning of the year, they didn't. They really played a contending team today, and they felt it. So now they got to go back on that plane, fly back to Florida, and try to pick apart where they went wrong. And where they went wrong was when they got off the plane to come to Buffalo, because we sent them boys packing. The only thing is, did we give them a care package? Would you have given them a care package to go back home?
I think it was a box that had shit and piss in it, and they gave it to him and said sit on it. That's kind of how it felt. I mean, that was a bullying. That felt illegal. Portions of that first half felt like it should have been punishable by law. That's how dominant it was. Let me ask you a question when it comes to Josh Allen.
What you got?
Before everybody in the comments says he doesn't care about the MVP, he cares about the Super Bowl trophy. I care about the damn MVP because I'm sick and tired of him not having one. I'm sick of it. So I'm just getting that out of the way right now.
What you got?
Every time I say this, he wants the bigger one. I want the bigger one too, but give me the other one too, because why not?
Why can't we have it all? Why can't we have it all?
Thank you. Why can't we have it all? Fill that whole damn case up for all I give a shit. Fill it up. Fill it up to the brim. He needs it. He deserves one, damn it. He's going to get one. And we all know when it all comes down to the end, when it comes to the end, we're going to look back. Whatever can help this man define his legacy to the point in which we know it to be, I'm all on board. What matters most typically with these individual accolades, Rico? It's the big moments when the lights are on, these primetime standalone games. That's when these MVP voters, they're not watching a full slate of 1 p.m. games mixed up together, right? These are the games that matter most. So I had tweeted out earlier exactly that. I said, these are the games that will separate the cream from the crop in terms of the MVP. I guarantee you, Josh Allen will be the overwhelming MVP favorite by the end of the night. Guess what the odds are for Josh Allen to win MVP right now?
Ooh, that's a great question. Tell me. I have no idea.
Plus 200.
Are you kidding me?
Before the season started, it was over plus 800. We are 3 weeks in. Josh Allen has cut his odds to win MVP. I don't even know if I'm saying this right. In fourfold. He's nearing even odds. He's nearing even odds to win the MVP. And before anybody says, oh, who cares, whatever. I care. Because that is the ultimate reflection of what this man is doing through 3 weeks with a cast of characters around him that nobody outside of the Buffalo Bills fan base believed in. This guy is playing at an all-time clip right now. He's playing the best quarterback. He's playing the best ball at the quarterback position in the NFL right now. I don't know how particularly close it is. Mahomes has 5 touchdowns and 4 picks. Everyone out there who's having a ball with Sam Darnold, including me, he's got 8 touchdowns and 2 picks. Josh Allen has 9 total touchdowns, 0 interceptions, nearly 700 yards, 3 wins. And whenever he needs to, he runs the ball like tonight was gorgeous. A couple of those draws on third down to get the yardage. This man right now is playing probably the best ball in the entire league, and it is an absolute joy to watch.
It's an art. It's an art form. I mean, listen, today, Josh Allen, 23 for 30, 263 yards, 8.8 yards a pop. And it wasn't like he was just dialing deep. He was doing what he's been promising us. He's been working on since 3 years ago. I'm going to try my best to put these guys in position to just run after the catch. That's exactly what's happening today. Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuel, Kincaid down the sideline. Fam, he was letting these guys just get underneath the football and go. And it was effortless. That was probably one of the most effortless 260-plus yard performances we've seen from Josh with 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. It wasn't like he had to put the team on his back. Boy, he was just cooking. He was like, yo, have it. Do what you want with it. This is what I've been asking from Josh for a long time, where doing what Brady would do. There are games where Brady would throw for 340 yards, and you'd be like, but he went deep once.
I know.
And the rest of it was
checkdowns to Gronkowski and Edelman. The guy's got 400.
Edelman, Gronkowski, and throwing Lawrence Maroney for crying. I'm just throwing out a
Chris Hogan, Amendola. That's what it was. That's what it was.
He would take what the defense gives him, and by the end of the game, he's got 300 yards passing, and he's got 4 touchdowns. You don't have to go deep all day, and he's starting to learn that. It seems as though he's starting to learn that, and it's evident because, listen, the last 4 years he's had great statistical years. You can't even deny it. But he's having the most fun, it looks like, for a long time. How many times did the camera pan back to Josh and he just all smiles?
Dude.
So beautiful to see.
I captured this quick screenshot just because if you don't remember, it was around this time last year where it took about 6 weeks for Josh Allen to crack a smile again. I remember when Joe Brady took over for the Jets game, and it was like seeing the groundhog on Groundhog Day when Josh Allen smiled. It was like, we've been waiting for this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We hadn't seen the guy smile in weeks, and you put it perfectly. They panned to the sideline mainly because they were running out of shit to talk about. These poor broadcasters in these Bills games, they got to get their stories prepared because they have nothing of note in the game to talk about. That's why Al Michaels last week was talking about Josh Allen's farm for 20 minutes. I mean, there's just nothing to talk about. These poor bastards are running out of material. But I took a screenshot of this, Rico. I mean, this puts it perfectly. Look at it. This is pure elation. This is pure joy. And the best part is when you look down at the score bug on the bottom. That was the worst. Put it up to 47-10. That was right when they had put it to 47-10. I mean, these guys are having a ball. And like you said, the effortlessness that it seems to be being done in is, I don't suspect that will be sustained forever. It can't be as the season goes on and it gets tougher. But the fact that they've done what they've done and it really feels like they haven't had to exert themselves to a crazy degree, I still don't know if we know what this offense is fully capable of. I really don't. Tonight, they scored 47 points, and it felt like they didn't do much of anything in terms of crazy creativity or going nuts in terms of airing the ball out. I don't even know what to make of it. I've never been so pleasantly bored in my life. You're just sitting there and you're like, oh, there's another one. That's what it was.
Well, I'll tell you this: if you were at Bill Stadium, being at the stadium, watching your team just have a great time and beat down the team, that's a whole different ballgame. Watching from home, when you're like, you can sit. I don't know when the last time I was able to just sit and enjoy Bills football. I was actually able to sit and lean back and just chill out and just watch my Bills just do work. It was epic to watch, and you love to see it. But look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar. You guys know that we've partnered up with a few people, and Underdog Fantasy used to be a partner that we partnered up with, folks, and I'm excited to bring this to you guys. Listen, Josh Allen was absolutely amazing today, and I don't know if you guys were able to see what the lines were. Listen, folks, Josh Allen passed for over 234 yards. Josh Allen he had over 20 completions. Josh, passing touchdowns. He had 4. Folks, the guy was absolutely on fire. So if you guys haven't had a chance to download this app, Underdog Fantasy, do yourselves a favor. It's the greatest time of the year, folks. Football is officially back. And when these Bills are 3-0, it feels like it's back. And we're staying till February. You got Underdog Fantasy staying till February. Folks, it's time. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog. Listen, folks, you guys went up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower. Not hard to do. If you guys had Josh Allen today, y'all should have took higher on everything. This boy was absolutely cooking. So, folks, I'm a big fan of what this Bills team is doing, and I'm going to continue to do that. Folks, I'm telling you right now, you have an opportunity. Provide your own testimonial playing, and I will say this. If you have an opportunity to jump in on this app, this is the one to do, folks. So here's the deal. Making these picks on Underdog is a straightforward, and signing up is easy. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app and UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up, and with the promo code BMafia, that is a code. Use that one. The Underdog will give you a free pick to use your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, you got to be 18 plus, 21 plus, and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy is operating. So terms apply. Listen, void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Listen, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Listen, folks, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. That is where you got to be. That's the case, folks. So listen, at the end of the day, get this app, jump in there, and let's keep it rolling. Josh Allen is your key if you want to get that cash. So, folks, we back at it. Let's roll. Let me ask you something, my man. You watching this game, and you're watching us just cook in the first quarter. Are you like, in a way, because in a way I felt like this. I was like, yo, we're scoring way too easy and way too fast. I've seen collapses happen. Just ask the Baltimore Ravens. They just love to just collapse and just let teams come back in, i.e. the Dallas Cowboys. In any way, were you like, oh, this second half might be different. There's adjustments that be made. I mean, you saw what we did against the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals were up 17-3 on us. We came back. We made some adjustment. We win the game. Was there any part of you saying, are they about to jump in and try to cool us off and try to get underneath our skin and try to win this game? What were your thoughts on that?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There wasn't one shred of doubt I had in this game. When they went down and scored as easily as they did in the first drive, then they just stunned the Jags on their first drive. Then they replicated what they did on the first drive again. Yep. Some nights, Rico, you just have a vibe. You just have a vibe. Like there was other nights where the Bills look good, but you have a feeling the other team's going to be annoying. They're going to stay in it. You just get that vibe. Tonight, it really only took me about 2-3 drives. I would say 2 offensive drives and 1 defensive drive for the Bills. It showed me what it was going to be this night. The easiness in which moving the ball came to the Buffalo Bills offense tonight, right off the bat, I was expecting that to just continue to mount. It just felt too easy. Everything came to them so fluidly that it was hard to imagine that all of a sudden Jacksonville on a dime was going to be able to completely shut them down. And of course, they never did. They were able to do whatever they wanted all night long. So typically in games like this, there are moments where I'm fearing for the comeback from the opposing team. I never had that vibe at all tonight. That just goes to show you how dominant they are, because you guys know me. Typically in these games, I'm on the edge of my seat when they're still up 20-plus points just because it's the Bills, and I'm indoctrinated to think that way. But tonight, it couldn't have been more the opposite. This team was playing at such an efficient level. You could just tell Josh Allen had that hunger in his eye tonight. Yep. You could tell that they were cooking on offense. And this defense, every week, I just expect them to come up, because why wouldn't I? Every single week, for the most part, for the last 7 or 8 years, that's essentially what they've done. And that is exactly what we got tonight. It was utter domination on both sides of the football. And I think when you see Josh Allen come out of the gates like that, there's no way in your mind you can bet against him. And it just felt like you got a great example right out of the gates in this game of the Jacksonville Jaguars' inability to be able to do anything against him tonight, and that showed. If they were going to be able to defend him, you would think through 2 drives they'd be able to at least force somewhat of a stop. I mean, it never even came close. It really never even came close. Everything was just so easy for the Buffalo Bills offense tonight. It almost felt too easy. Like I said earlier, I'm watching it, and it's almost like you're getting a sense of boredom because you just can't believe what you're watching. So you're just like, oh, you take it for granted. Like any other night, you'd be like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. But after the 5th consecutive touchdown, it's like, dude, what can I even say anymore? What else is there to say?
Are we the 2000s to 2020? I mean, the makings of Tom Brady led Patriots. Is that what it's feeling like? Because I'm sure Patriots fans felt like that anytime they were playing. Bro, let's just sit back. We know, 12 is just going to do what he's supposed to do because he's Tom Brady and so on and so forth. I mean, it almost feels that way. I don't want to put it on there just yet, but my goodness, that is something that at the end of the day, we've been wanting and longing for, where we just have a complete team. And that's what it feels like. Even earlier tonight, and by the way, we have 2,300 people watching in total from all platforms right now. Salute to our YouTube folk. Right now, we got over 1,100 folks on YouTube. Yo, if you guys are here right now, do us a favor, smash that like for the Bills with a big dub. We're 3-0. I'll tell you right now, power rankings are coming out. Bills are going to be number 1. Bills are going to be number 1. I'm just saying. So, folks, you better watch out for that. But listen, if you guys weren't tuned in on the live show, watching Pierre go in and have fun and talk about shot time, if you guys weren't available to do that,
alcohol poisoning tonight. By the way,
I'm telling you. And you know what? I know when Pierre was having a good time because he sent a voicemail to us in the group chat. Now check this out.
Yo, 47 to fucking 10, dog. And y'all was worried, man. 17-0, like I said, man. Like, look at our team. Our team is just, how are you going to stop us? Like, Josh is playing the cleanest, safest, most dominant ass football we've ever seen him play. Like, this has to be the cleanest 304 touchdown game we've ever seen from Josh. Like, he made it look super easy against the team that's always had our number. Since Josh has ever been with us. We've never played good against this team. Now Josh is like, I got it. Come on. Everybody eats. Yo, merch is coming. Everybody eats. We need one.
Merch is coming, everybody.
Dude, I didn't realize. I didn't know. We try to avoid calling phone sex hotlines on the post-game show, but that was about as good as you get. I'd pay $100 for someone to whisper that in my ear one more time. It was all facts, up and down, up and down. And my man Pierre had to go get his stomach pumped. I think he had to take 15 shots tonight. That's what those Bills were doing to him.
Listen, man, that Tito's was rocking right here. He's probably got an empty bottle right next to him. But listen, I'm going to tell you this, man. Josh Allen, 260 yards passing, 44 yards rushing. We were talking about earlier this year about, is Josh Allen going to run for over 500? You damn right he is. You damn right he is. And with ease today, 300 total yards passing, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, no sacks. Bro.
No sacks is crazy. No sacks is crazy.
And here's the thing. You know how you said earlier, 31 passing, 29 rushing? Was that what it was, or was it the other way around?
Nope, that was right.
And it's not like we had any big-time performers running the football.
No.
Josh Allen was our leading rusher. 6 carries, 44 yards. James Cook, 11 carries, 39 yards, and a touchdown. Ray Davis, 7 for 22, touchdown. Rookie got his first touchdown today. Ty Johnson was active, 3 for 18, and a receiving touchdown. Folks, Curtis Samuel's getting that. We ran for 122 yards with 29 carries, 4 yards a pop. Folks, if balance was something to behold, that is what you see. No gaudy numbers, just team football. And that's exactly what we wanted in this display. Team freaking football. But let me slide over to the defense, though, because this defense deserves a lot of love. All right. Now, first of all, I got to give shout out to my guy Z-Bot. Z-Bot, we asked you, give us a hot take. What hot take do you have going into this game? You say, you know what? Hot take, we're going to score another defensive touchdown.
Yeah, I got robbed.
You got robbed. You were
twice.
Casey Toohill, boy, either
Tua
jump
was out
on
there
the thing.
playing basketball with that damn fumble. He could have picked that thing up and ran it into the end zone. And then Kyrie Elam dropped a gimme pick six. I was on it, damn it. I got robbed.
That would have been pretty. That pick six would have been pretty. But I'm gonna tell you, let's go to this defense first of all. So we sacked the quarterback 5 times.
Oh,
AJ Epinesa had a great one.
oh, that was
a
nasty one.
Off the edge had a great one. Von Miller closes out with a nice sack.
The streak continues. The Miller
continues, baby.
Continues 3 straight games, Rico.
Javon Sullivan with the masterpiece strip sack. Listen, folks, this defense is putting pressure on you. This defense is not allowing you to get deep on them. This defense is really clamping down ninjas everywhere. It's just not happening. And your leading tackler today, Dorian Williams, 11 total tackles, 8 solo. You're kidding me. Cam Lewis was absolutely amazing. Yo, listen, these UB product players.
Dude, it's absolutely insane.
UB players are doing it. Cam Lewis has found himself his niche. And here's the crazy part. We still can get Teron Johnson back. We still can get Terrell Bernard back. And by December, we may get Matt Milano back. Golly, and we cooking like this on defense? Bro, you better watch out, man. So Cam Lewis, Balin Spector was our 3rd leading tackler with 6 total tackles. Damar Hamlin. Can we get into Damar Hamlin?
How about it? What a moment. That was just the perfect icing on the cake of a night that just seemed where everything was going right. How about it? How about it?
Damar Hamlin just in the right place, right time to deliver his first interception after going through everything he's gone through. All the scrutiny coming from myself, maybe Z-Bot, I can only speak for myself, where he's only on the team because the team can't cut him. Goodness, he's starting. I don't know if I feel good about that. Last week, he was our leading tackler. This week, gets himself an interception. He was where he was supposed to be, the right place, right time. Shout out to Damar Hamlin with that interception. And it just was a moment. That's a moment. That's testifying to say the good Lord brought me back for a reason. Let me tell you something, man. I listen, from a man of faith, let me get this off my chest. You're there for a reason for someone in someone's season. I'm telling that right now, man. I know my man Rev is not here, but I'm going to take over for my guy Rev, man. And Damar Hamlin could have gone. That could have been his moment. But those medical staff were there for a reason. They brought himself back, and now he's a testament to a whole lot of people watching all over the world, man. This boy is supposed to be on this earth to do something great and inspire. And if that wasn't inspiring tonight, man, I don't know what's wrong with y'all, man. Yo, big shout out to Damar Hamlin. That's great. If his mom and his pops and brother are watching, they got to be the most proud people watching this. If you're in the stadium watching that thing, you could have been sitting there going, you know what? You can't even listen, man. Give it to that.
The place went nuts. The place it was like you know, the Stones coming back out for an encore. That's what that crowd sounded like,
buddy. And you got to give it to him, man.
Yeah, of course. The crowd went absolutely crazy, and because everybody there knows how. I mean, that's a moment. That right there is just a moment, right?
Listen, you can't even take away from a moment. You got to give him his moment. And let him hold on to that football, frame that thing, put it aside. And you know what? And once that moment is over, I need more of that, Damar Hamlin. I need more of that. That is a good, and like you said, Bot, in a moment like in today's game where the game was going the way it was going, and then you capped that off with interception, bro. Salute, man. Salute.
I mean, the amount of moments tonight, right? Like another Von Miller sack, a Damar Hamlin pick, a strip sack on freaking Mac Jones of all people. Like,
buddy,
this game just had a little bit of everything, baby. Right into that stew, you stir it up. Chef's kiss. Fill me up another bowl of that shit. That's what tonight was. That had every little ingredient, baby, and it all came together for that.
I'm absolutely loving every bit of it. So big shout out to the defense. The defense really came through. The rookies got in there. Everybody got, even Joe Andreessen got in there and got a couple tackles.
Hell yeah.
To pad to his stats in the season. Official linebacker on the field. I mean, listen, this was put up by plenty moments. And I'm surprised there hasn't been anything showing any like you know how like coach will talk to them in the locker room, like a little game day speech, and in the locker room speech. I love to hear If anybody's seen it yet, I'd love to see and hear what our guy McDermott was saying in the locker room after this game, because I'd love to be a I guess what do you say, fly on the wall to see how great it was and who gets the game ball, because you could pick whoever you want to get the game ball. That was just sensational football. So big shout out to the Bills. Big shout out to the defense. McDermott's got these boys rolling. Not only do we have a strong candidate for MVP, we have a damn strong candidate for coach of the year. If he keeps this up with the adversity that this team is going through, with the injuries, with the nonsense, you know what I'm saying, with the distractions that we had to cut out in the offseason, and we are where we are and we're dominating, yo, kudos to McDermott, GM, Brandon Beane, and the whole squad, man. Josh Allen has stepped up as a great leader for the squad, and you see it. And guess what? The Texans got blown. The Texans got blown out. They got blown out, and I love it. And by the way, I'm gonna use, in the words of Emmitt Smith, they got blued. What was the word he used? And they got blowed out. That's why
shit out.
They got blowed on. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I would love to see it. We'd love to see what these Bills are doing, and I'm here for it. Now, there is something that I do want to touch on, because earlier in the pregame we were talking. I at least was speaking about somebody's got to be the guy to step up to be Josh's guy. Somebody's got to be it. We knew that Josh was going to be, going after everybody, because that's what he does. But you know what? Who really stepped up and who's going to continue to step up? That is Khalil Shakir. Khalil, yet again, was our leading receiver at 6 receptions, 72 yards, 12 yards a pop, 27 long off of 6 targets. This brother caught his 6 balls off of his 6 targets. Whatever you throw my way, I'm catching that. And that's exactly what he showed today. 6 for 72 and a touchdown, and I had him on fantasy, and I'm hoping that he got me over my win, because I was struggling today. So big shout out to our guy Khalil Shakir. James Cook, 4 receptions for 48. How about James Cook, though? James Cook, bro.
Dude, they're doing things in the pass game that I was hoping for, and that's what I'm glad you brought that up, because man, that throw to James Cook for the would-have-been touchdown was the most beautiful play of the night. I know it was a tad bit overthrown because Allen had a guy in his face. That was gorgeous. But you want to know what I loved the most about that?
Talk to me.
Was that was such a give-me touchdown, and you're sitting there thinking, damn it, 2 plays later, Khalil Shakir has that 35-plus yard touchdown.
I know.
So that's the microcosm of this team right now, where it just feels like if one thing doesn't go right, then maybe the next thing will go right. That, to me, was a moment where you're going to wish you had that one back, and they got it back 2 plays later. But what they're doing with James Cook right now, it's just every game, it's nothing crazy. I mean, the last game it was, in the sense that he had 3 touchdowns. But when you're looking at the stat line, it's just every week he's bringing to the table exactly what the Bills need out of him. Tonight he had 48 yards through the air, 39 yards on the ground. So damn near 100-yard all-purpose game again, including another touchdown. This guy is everything the Bills needed him to be. A guy that can take the load off of Josh Allen when needed, an additional outlet for Josh Allen when needed. James Cook has been the co-MVP of this offense through the first 3 weeks. And in both facets of the game, he's becoming more reliable. This team is now threatening other defenses with his presence. And I think that's like you mentioned earlier with Louis Riddick on that one play where the defense was so gung-ho on having to defend the idea of the run, that when they blew it back the other way, there's just nobody there. That's what this team has brought to the table. And it's no wonder why tonight the pass game seemed like it was so easy for the Bills, because when you have to respect the run game that they've brought to the table early on here and throughout the duration of the season last year once Joe Brady took over, this has completely elevated this offense to a new level. And you're seeing them reap the rewards of that through the first 3 weeks. 34 points, 31 points, 47 points. And this is coming from a team right now that is getting it done in a variety of different ways. Week 1, they're down 17-3, find a way to win. Last week, right out of the gates, punch you in the mouth on the road, find a way to win. Tonight, at home against the team backed up against the wall, find a way to win. And they've done it in a dominant fashion. I mean, in reality, Rico, they have now dominated 5 consecutive halves of football. They did not play well in the first half against the Cardinals. But ever since halftime of that game against Arizona, on both sides of the ball, this team has utterly dominated their opponent in 3 consecutive games.
Let me tell you something. I'm in a few group texts and group chats and all that stuff, right? And I got my man Kevin. You guys already know Kevin, right? Kev, the Dolphins fan. He's already going through his own issues right now, so he's in no position to chat. But we talk, right? And I got my other boy that's a Dallas Cowboy fan. He is in absolute no shape to talk. None of these bums are in a position to talk. Number one, so we're in a group chat, and I see my man goes, "When do the Bills play an NFL team again?" Hey, don't be shitting on us because we're making our opponents look like they're JV.
Who said that? The Cowboys fan?
Yeah, of course it would be the Cowboys fan. Of course it would be, right?
That's rich. That's
so
rich.
I'm like, just because we make teams look like we're playing CFL teams, you can't hate on us.
Dude, I wouldn't even have responded to him.
No. He needs to get that response.
You should have said, well, hey, at least it'll look better than any time your team ever plays a decent opponent. Ever. At least it'll be competitive. That's what I would have said.
He doesn't stop. He goes, you've played the Argos and the Ticats. So Argos and Ticats are 2 CFL teams, right? So he's calling the Dolphins and the Arizona Cardinals, the Argos and the Ticats, right? So, and as he's playing, he's like, you forgot that they were outplayed and should have lost to Arizona. Somehow Murray missed a wide open Harrison for a winning score. That's Kevin. Kevin comes in, likes to try to jump in.
And these two guys, they're bored, aren't they? They are 2 bored sons of bitches.
I'm too busy watching my team spank the Jaguars. I have no time for y'all, man. Y'all can talk amongst yourselves. Like, just knock it off already. And then I sent him a video of Micah Parsons going back and forth on his podcast while your team is losing. Yo, shut that whole podcast down and start focusing on trying to stop the run, because teams are running all over you, damn Dallas Cowboys. I don't want to hear nothing from y'all. Nothing from the freaking nothing from the Dolphins, and absolutely nothing from the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all paid CeeDee Lamb. You guys paid your boy Dak, and you guys are losing on top of that? Man.
You imagine having the balls to sit back as a fan of either one of those 2 teams and have anything to say other than, when's April? Because that's what I'd be saying if I was a fan of either one of those 2 teams. That's embarrassing. Either I wouldn't respond to him, or I would have went absolutely all in. You're a better man than me for giving him the benefit of the doubt and conversing with him.
Aubrey is their best player.
He is. It's not even the question. He is.
Y'all want to you Dallas Cowboys want to talk? You guys are in no position to talk. Golly,
last time they played the Bills, which listen, I would just say this to you, buddy. You can't have it both ways. Either your Cowboys are a decent opponent, and they played them last year, and they beat the ever-living piss out of them in an embarrassing fashion, which, by the way, that ultimately started the downfall for the Dallas Cowboys. Ever since then, every decent team they've played has done the exact same thing to them. And that's just run it all over their porous and completely lack of physicality defense. That all started there, right? So you can't have it both ways. Either their Cowboys team is a decent team, therefore the Bills beat a decent team, right? Or on top of everything else, the Dallas Cowboys, and I think they've lost 3 consecutive home games, and they've gotten the doors absolutely blown off of them by the Ravens, the Saints, and the Packers in 3 of their last 4. Crazy talk. And then the Dolphins, what are they now against Josh Allen? 1-67? I mean, that's crazy. That's diabolical.
The Dolphins are done. Here's the worst part. The NFC East, you keep messing around. They just gave Daniel Jones, Malik Neighbors, an actual weapon.
Dude, one of these teams is going to win the division over there at 7-10.
Jaden Daniels just took down the Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow, with T. Higgins, with Jamar Chase, with the Sweet Lou freaking defensive coordinator. I don't want to hear nothing from anybody.
If there's one team,
Cowboys, you better hope you guys won't finish last.
That's the team right there. If there's one team outside of Buffalo that I would love to see succeed, it's the Commanders. Because the Eagles, Giants, and Cowboys would have to suffer the wrath of it. I think it would be absolutely awesome. I would love it.
You love to see it. You love to see it.
So back to your point, by the way, I saw a couple of comments in here earlier too. When are they going to play a real team? Man, when did we start? Man, the goalposts getting moved. Man, get ready for it. It's all that happens. Because last week when Kyler Murray looked like the MVP of the league and they beat the Rams by 75, everybody was thinking, man, this Cardinals team's for real. This team's legit, right? Okay. Then I'm sorry, but did not half the league have the Miami Dolphins finishing either first and second in the East while the Bills were supposed to be third? I'm sorry. And then the Jacksonville Jaguars, was that not a team coming into this year that was supposed to make the playoffs, a team that was supposed to be a bounce back type team, a team that's beating the Bills every time they played them with Josh Allen? Get bent. These three teams, more than decent. And what do you have to say about Baltimore, by the way? You know,
Not a real team.
1-2, and their only real victory, of course, was this past weekend against the Dallas Cowboys team, who anybody with any competency beats the living shit out of. So I don't want to hear it. It kills me. Real team.
What'd you tell them to do? Get what?
Get bent. B-E-N-T. Bent, like bent brim bot. Get bent. Play in the street. Off paint. I don't give a shit. I can't stand the goalpost being moved. I'll tell you what, the Josh Allen haters are deafeningly silent though, by the way.
Oh, of course they are, because you mean when you hate on someone and they actually thrive, it's the best feeling ever. That's why Josh, this was actually great for Josh. Josh, don't you hate it that you're considered the most overrated player? I love it. That means I'm doing something right. I mean, I love it. Like,
didn't he say
haters, you ain't doing anything right.
Didn't he say, like, I want 31 other teams and fan bases to hate me? Isn't that what he said?
Oh, yeah, he wants that.
Oh, God.
What Josh is saying is he wants the smoke. Yeah. That's the thing, man. Josh is telling you, he did the most disrespectful thing to someone the other day, and that's why I freaking liked him. I remember, listen, Bent Broad. Let me tell you, Bent Brim. Last week, somebody, I don't know who was talking ish. Somebody was in his ear.
Neither did he.
Who is talking? Hold on. Let me see the back of your jersey. Who are you? Boy, please, let me keep moving.
Dude,
that brother had to break his neck to go, what? Man, keep it pushing, man. I don't even know who you are, bro. I'm telling you, Josh, I remember watching Josh. I'm like, and most white quarterbacks, I'm always intrigued by, if they have a visor, bro, who are you? If you got a visor, you got some swag. When he was in Wyoming, and my man Bobby was like, yo, check out this quarterback out of Wyoming. And this boy was running all over the place, like jumping over people. I was like, I wasn't into draft that much. So I was like, yo, this quarterback is legit. Like, we probably wouldn't get him. Who? And then here I am saying, I don't want Josh. He's no good. I'm loving every bit of it. I'm so glad I was freaking wrong. And now my man's swagging like this, going, who are you? Boy, please, man.
Dude, that was ice cold. That was
bring me the smoke, is what he's saying.
Diabolical. That kid, I can't think of a more disrespectful, yet more respectful way. Because now you're really doing anything, but you're just doing it, and it's that man's a beast.
You ain't even got to talk. That's the most disrespectful thing. There's no yapping. I'm not about that talk. Hold on, let me see who you are. Never heard of you. Let me keep it pushing. Love to hear. But listen, this is what I'm most intrigued about of what we did in the team stats. I wanna let's venture off into the team statistics here, because there were some things that we needed to clean up, and we absolutely got an opportunity to. So let's jump into it right now. So the Bills absolutely won the dance in first downs. They actually put up 25 first downs today, and I loved every bit of it. 15 of them were passing first downs, which is great. Nine of them were rushing first downs. What was it that I was talking about Bot today that I was like, I'm a little iffy about one category that the Bills need to improve on? Do you remember what I was saying?
Yeah, third down efficiency.
Love it. Third down efficiency. Today, 6 for 11 on third downs. And not only that, they added 2 for 2 on fourth down. So these boys had a plan. They really wanted to make sure that they took care of business. And when they did, guess what? We win the time of possession. That's another thing I wanted. If you take care of your third down position, your third down conversions, that means you give yourself more life, right? And if you have more life, you can play a lot of Drake in the background. So more life, more time of possession, more conversions on third downs, less freaking roll. These boys took care of business on third downs, and they defended it quite well too, because guess what? Third down efficiency for these freaking Jaguars, or in the words of Bot, Jaguars, these Jaguars went 2 for 13. 2 for 13. Golly. And by the way, why do you Americans say Jaguars? Where's the wire?
Americans. I think it's an upstate New York thing.
It's Americans, man. It's Jaguars, man. Jaguars, man. But anyway, 2 for 13.
I think it's Jackson. I think it's Jacksonville Jag piss. The way what I saw tonight. I don't think I need to change the way I said Jaguars. That's just the way we say it. I think up in Rochester, Rochester, most people say, like, I say leg instead of leg. That gives you the best example. Or eggs instead of eggs.
Hold on, what?
I say eggs instead of eggs. I say
eggs.
leg instead of leg.
Gotcha.
wire instead of how do you say it? War? Jaguar?
Jaguars.
I don't live in England. Jaguar. You want to know? You want to know? You want to know when you pronounce it Jaguar when you're talking about the vehicle, when it's worthy of the respect that the
you go.
Not earned tonight, baby.
Well, what they ain't certainly driving no damn Jaguar. I'll tell you that much. So folks, that was a big key to this victory today, and that was convert. That was actually coming down and converging on these third down efficiency at 6 for 11. Converting. Golly, why can't I speak English? You got me talking like you over there, right?
Well, this team's got you jumbled up, man. That's the way it should be.
Converging. Anyway, converting on 6-11 and 2 for 2 on fourth downs. Love to see it. Love to hear it. 388 total yards, and we had these boys under 240 yards total offense. Ladies and gentlemen, this Bills defense is for real. They are for real, and they're buying in. And somebody made a great freaking point in the super chat, and I got to go find it because I'm loving it because it's a great point. Let me go find it. It was Tom St. Clair. Tom St. Clair, appreciate you all the way from Canada. I don't know where he's coming from Canada, but I appreciate you, bro. He goes, 2 young guys in the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator roles who understand how the game is evolving and imposing their will with a versatile playbook. Josh maturing into a true elder statesman and genuine leader. Bills cooking for real. Buddy, I'm going to tell you something, man. You ain't lying when you say that because the game is evolving, right? You got to move with the times. You got to see how things are being played. And sometimes, and you got to give kudos to Sean McDermott for giving that position up of calling plays. That's your baby. So kudos to him. You got to give him some love for that. So these boys rolling, you got to love it. Big shout out to the defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator. Golly, it's getting warm in here. I got to open
really
the damn door.
On all cylinders. It really is. From top to bottom, this is as complete of a football team as this team has had. And the irony in that is that when you looked at it on paper, it felt like it couldn't have been more of the opposite. But right now, from defense to offense to, of course, general manager Brandon Beane, head coach and McDermott, then Babbage and Brady on either side of the ball as the coordinators. I mean, it really is a cohesive cycle of all of these guys in unison. It's like literally a well-oiled machine. You got the turnstile or whatever on the machine that just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling, and that's what it's doing. And every single piece of that machine right now is doing its job. And that includes all 11 out on the field, offensively and defensively. I mean, right now, this offensive line is maybe playing some of the best in the league. You're getting some of the best play out of your running backs in the league. You're getting the best quarterback play in the league. You're getting the best production by wide receivers in terms of committee, probably in the entire league. And then defensively, I think you're getting some of the best play out of your front four. You're getting remarkable play out of your back end from guys that no one around the league even knows. I bet you the majority of Bills fans don't even know half these guys at times. It's tough to keep track of who's even out there. It's an unbelievably cohesive unit that feels like it should be anything but, and that's what's so impressive about it.
And you know what else is impressive? I don't know if you were able to see this, but I'm going to put this up here for you just so you can see. Actually, I got the wrong one up here. Let me add mine. So we were talking about impressive displays of being on this team, being in the trenches, and we were talking about how great this defense did. We got to give a big shout out to the O-line. The O-line has absolutely been great these last 2 games straight. And more specifically, we got to give a big shout out to one specific player. And let me share my screen real quick, just so you guys have an idea. So if you look at our O-line, there was one specific player that has been shown, that's been, I guess, recognized for his play, and that's Spencer Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, Spencer Brown, the Bills' right tackle, did not allow a single pressure on 35 pass blocking snaps. This is his 3rd straight game without allowing a pressure this season. My goodness, how time have changed, because just a couple years ago, we were like, man, this guy's inconsistent. We're not sure. He's healthy. And he's looking, and he signed his contract. We got him long term, and he is absolutely cooking right now. And it wasn't like he was going up against a scrub. You're going up against Josh Hines Allen, the guy that had 17.5 sacks last year. This is his 3rd straight game without allowing a pressure this season. Spencer Brown is the only, check this out. He's the only O-line league-wide with at least 25 pass blocking snaps and 0 pressures allowed. Big big shout out to Spencer Brown. Josh Allen's got to be happy right now. He's got to be sitting here going, I'm protected. They love me. My jersey's still clean and still white, and we still putting up points over 40 points today. Bro, this is a great day for the Bills Mafia. This is a great day for Josh Allen. This is a great day for everybody. By the way, Walter coming in says, hey, Allen finally has receivers that can get yak. You're right. Something I've thought we'd never see. After all these seasons of Allen needing to hit someone in the end zone to score, it's scary to think we have yak now. It is absolutely true.
Yeah, that's Khalil Shakir's most underrated aspect of his game, because not only is he the most sure-handed guy on the team, maybe in the league right now, his yards after catch ability is incredible. Every time he gets hit, especially for his body type, you're like shocked that he bounces off it. He did it again tonight. That's how he scored his touchdown. I mean, he caught that ball in the flat, right? And he's just gone. Touchdown. Crazy.
I love to hear it. So, listen, folks, this was a complete. This was reminding me of the Patriots game, how it was starting. I mean, for the first time,
yes,
we punted, and they're like, "Oh, we haven't seen Sam Martin all night." And
I was pissed.
12. I didn't even know this is his 12th season. First of all, that's how much we know about Sam Martin. He's in his 12th season. I was like, "Damn, he's in his 12th season." Okay, bet.
I have no desire to get to know Sam Martin. Continue to be a mystery to me, Sam Martin, please.
Well, listen, you know what I have a desire to do? I have a desire to read our super chats, because super chats are coming in. We got to show some love. So big shout out.
That's a good point. Before you do, though, Rico, by the way, I want to give everybody who's in here right now, because we got over 2,500, and I want to let everybody know about our new friends over at Factor, because I think everybody can take advantage of what they got going on right now. I know I did as well. Factor right now is running an awesome deal. The link's down in the description below. It's going to be through the link that we have down there. It's factormeals.com/Buffalo50. If you use the code Buffalo50, that's going to get you 50% off your first box, plus 20% off your next month. And you might be like, well, what are you talking about, Bot? Factor, they're pretty much taking all of the hard work out of meal prepping, getting food out on your table. You know, right now, the two things that suck the most when it comes to literally putting something into your belly is going to the grocery store and spending the money on it, and then actually having to go to the grocery store. Factor eliminates all of that. They send you the meals straight to your door. And if you got an event coming up where you're trying to get fit, you're trying to get right, maybe lose a couple of pounds, Factor helps with that too. They meet your wellness goals in time for any event that you have coming up. I know I've been talking about it, but I had my wedding coming up, and I wish I had gotten in on Factor before all that. It would have made the weight loss journey a hell of a lot easier, because I don't have to be the one preparing the meals. Factor does it for you, and they have a ton of different options to choose from. All of them chef-created meals, from Calorie Smart to Protein Plus. They even got keto options, fresh, never frozen, dietitian approved, and they literally are ready in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, like tonight, you get off of work, the Monday night game's kicking off, you throw the Factor meal in and out, you're ready to rock. 35 different meal options right now on the website, with 60 add-ons that you can choose from. So you can choose whatever looks best to you. It'll help you crush your wellness goals for the month or however long you wind up using Factor. And they got you covered from breakfast to dessert and everywhere in between. And the quality of the meals are phenomenal from what I've seen. I have my first box coming next week. I'm dying to try it, because I went with the Protein Plus one, Rico. And some of these meals look phenomenal. So I can't wait to dive in. And I'm not a huge cook. I don't love it. So Factor is going to really help me out with that as well. Guaranteed it helps you out too if you take advantage of the deal we have going right now in the link in the description below. It's factormeals.com/Buffalo50. Use the code Buffalo50 to get 50% off your first box, plus 20% off your next box after that, or the following month. Take advantage of it. Awesome service. I know Caroline actually used it in the past. She loved it. So anything that can take something off of your plate, especially during football season, why not take advantage of it? Factor link in the description below. Let's check out these super chats. We got 1,000 of them in here.
Well, hold on. I mean, listen, we could probably use some of those Factor codes and send them to our friends, the Jaguars, because apparently they're having plane issues.
Is that right?
They can't even take off. They're probably starving. So this would be a great opportunity to send them a whole box of Factor. I mean, you don't got to cook. They don't got to listen, pop it in that mic, get that thing going, and away you go. These boys are stuck as of right now. Ian Rappaport, as if the night couldn't get worse for the Jaguars. Their plane is dealing with issues. They can't fly home from Buffalo until 1 a.m. buddy, they just want to get home and deal with their sores, and now they got to deal with this.
Those
and
poor
have highlight
bastards.
after highlight of the Bills spanking them at home.
Golly, yeah, imagine the plane shut down and they have like ESPN on loop. They can't find a way to change the channel on the TV.
Oh,
rough.
That would be absolutely something. So let's get into the super chats because we got to give much love to you guys. Listen, folks, before we do get into this chat, much love to Bills Mafia. Much love to the Buffalo Fanatics. You guys have been tuning in and hanging out with us pre-game, post-game, bot show, my show, my man Pierre on live. You've been interacting with us on Twitter, Instagram, all our social media platforms. Salute to y'all. We appreciate y'all. You have no idea. We can't rock with y'all, man. We can't rock without y'all. So let's get into it.
Especially, by the way, these last couple of weeks, a Thursday night and a Monday night, you guys coming out in droves late night like this. You guys are the best. We love you. We love you.
I work tomorrow morning and I don't care. We doing it. So big shout out to my man Nirvana. He comes in with a big time super chat. I appreciate you. Big dubs. That's exactly what we're talking about. But that was a big win today. Folks, you guys don't realize this win has sent a message around the league. This wasn't just a Sunday afternoon win. No. This was Monday night, right? Nobody's paying attention to Commanders and Cincy, although Cincy lost. This was a big-ass win for the Bills, and that's a message to the Chiefs. That's a message to the Ravens that we get next week, and I can't wait to take on the Texans. I'll tell you right now, but let's move on to the next one. What's this one saying?
GP is coming in. He said, "Let's go, you beautiful people. I'm going to keep my phone recording all night and go Commanders." And that's true. If you didn't know, the Commanders took it to the Bengals tonight. Folks, the Bengals, a team that the Bills have had their struggles with. Now, similar to Jacksonville, of course, the Bills have had their struggles with the Bengals, even more so. The losing to them in the playoffs in a terribly executed game by the Bills. Their season, folks, barring an incredible turnaround, was ended tonight by the Washington Commanders and rookie Jaden Daniels in their own building. I believe the Commanders scored 38 points. A rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels, goes into a blackout in Cincinnati. 0-3. I've said it 1,000 times, but I'll reiterate it because I don't mind talking about the fact Cincinnati's going to be on the outside looking in. One team since 2006, since 1979 to make the playoffs. Cincinnati would literally have to pretty much have a perfect season from here on out. And the way that they've looked, that seems beyond achievable. Cincinnati's season tonight, everybody, might have just come to a close, as did Jacksonville.
It's pretty much done. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers 3-0. You got the Ravens that are going to start putting some wins together. Folks, this is a tough time to be a Cincinnati fan. I'll tell you that right now. Shout out to GP. We got Signify knows what I'm saying. He goes, Josh Allen is so overrated. Isn't he ever? Isn't he overrated? Golly, that bum. Joe Rivera says, I'm confused. When is preseason over? Did that feel that way? It certainly felt that way, man. We just getting warmed up, baby. We just getting warmed up. Jason Harmon, what up, Jace? Belt to a mother effing ass. Let me tell you something, man. When you got in trouble when you were young and you knew you were getting it, and your mother called you from home or whatever, or it called you and said, when I get home, you better get your ass repaired because you're going to get your tail whooped. I'll tell you right now, these Bills probably called them before they left Jacksonville. Let me tell you something. Before you leave Florida, just know your ass is going to get beat. Don't even show up. And they did, and they got their asses beat. So big shout out to the Bills. We handled that business. Signified Notes comes back again, says, hey, they wrote our obituary the day Diggs left. And we did right back. We did not write back. You damn right we did. And we said, yo, we're going to send you packing, bro. And you know what? Good luck to you. Good luck to you. I like that. Let's jump into this one here. Aradem says, yo, I watched the game here in Australia.
Hey, good day, mate. Appreciate you.
Good day, mate. Yo, big shout out to my man Aradem from Australia. The Down Under. I think that's what they call it, right?
Oh, man, it's got to be like, what time is it over there? I don't even know, but good for you, brother. That's freaking awesome. We appreciate you tuning in from the Down Under.
The Down Under. Here, you jump in on this, or I'm going to try to find out what time it is.
Richie Fresh, the boy, he's saying not to be this guy, but am I happy we're 3-0? Yes. Should we be 3-0? Yes. I need to see the next 3 games. Don't be mad at me. No, Richie, I totally get it, right? I mean, it's 3 games, and you couldn't have asked for a better outcome. But the next 3 games, and this is why I had said from the beginning, I had felt that we would know what this Bills team was through those first 6 games. The Bills are through the first half of that. And so far, what we know of the Bills is that they're the most efficient looking football team in the NFL right now on both sides of the football.
Really
but they do have to play the Baltimore Ravens on the road, the Houston Texans on the road, and the New York Jets on the road. So, Richie, I totally understand your trepidation. The nice thing is, I would be stunned if the Bills don't find a way to win at least one of those. And through the biggest gauntlet that this team has probably faced to start a season in some time, I think the majority of us would have signed up for 4-2, and that's barring a letdown. The Bills have done what they've had to do up until now. So I totally get what you're saying, Richie, but the Bills have positioned themselves beautifully heading into that upcoming slate.
So it's funny because Richie not being that guy, and we love Richie. Richie's a good dude, and he's not wrong for saying, I don't want to be that guy, but I want to see the next 3. But like, people had us losing in these first 4.
Course.
You know what I mean? So like, the fact that we've made it look easy, we can't just scoff over these last 3 wins. We can't. And the way that this team has been playing, they're pretty much a 1-0. We're 1-0 until the next one. We're 1-0 until the next one.
I just want to say something. Nirvana's coming. I think he was upset that he sent $50, and I don't know what happened here, but it didn't go over well. Nirvana, we appreciate you tuning in. We really appreciated the super chat. But if you didn't feel like donating, that's more than fine. You can leave your Venmo or your PayPal, whatever. We'd be happy to refund you at the end of the month. We were sorry that I don't know what happened, but clearly you're upset about whatever did take place there, and we apologize. We appreciated the super chat, and if you'd like a refund, we'd be more than happy to send it to you at the end of the month. Just drop your information in the chat, and we'll take care of you. What do you got next, Rico?
What do we got next? I mean, you handled that very well. Well done, sir. So we got we came back. So didn't y'all think we had so much left in the tank? We scored 7 in the first half. That's a really good sign. We could have roasted them some more. Sometimes when things are falling apart and it's falling apart so quickly and just in live time, it's hard to kind of catch your breath, right? And that's why they need that halftime to say, whew, okay, guys, let's regroup. Let's get back into this. And Josh Allen was relentless. He just wasn't stopping. Joe Brady was just calling play after play, and he just had a great feel for the game. Even the announcers were like, yo, Joe Brady, he's calling a heck of a game, and he's got these boys not knowing what's coming next. That's what was so beautiful about the situation. So,
and you want to know what, to that point, by the way, as well, it did feel like that because it just felt like, obviously, in the second half, it felt like the defense, despite only allowing 1 touchdown in the second half, it did feel like they took a little bit off, which is fine, right? I think that was to be expected. It's how it usually goes. The offense seemed to a little bit too, but at the same time, for anything that you were hoping to see more of, I would guess, in terms of the way that game was going, the one thing that I think refueled my tank, Rico, was right before the half, the Bills had barely any time left, and they score yet another touchdown. Like, they didn't even feel like they needed that at the time, and they still wound up doing it. The Bills tonight, it just felt like every moment they got, they really capitalized.
It's so wild that you say it. I didn't even think that we needed it, but we took it anyway. So it was just, it was nice to see. Hey, by the way, it's 2:15 in the afternoon. He's like 3.
That's actually killer. So you got like a typical Sunday type game over there.
That's exactly what he got, man. That's shout out to my man's over there. Let's go to the next super chat. Josh owns the whole state of Florida. Ooh, that's good.
I mean, we beat the Bucks last year too. So
listen, that's not bad. I mean, although the Jags have had us the last couple times, I gotta say, so us taking on this game and whooping down the Miami Dolphins right now, we own them this year. We own the state. We taking over. Yeah,
one
we definitely
city at a time, and that's exactly what he's doing. Because here's what I'm thinking: Josh Allen already owns the most property that anybody has ever owned in the area, the Miami area. Josh Allen is literally the kingpin of Miami. I mean, he's like Scarface in Miami. But I'm starting to think, he's looking at Miami. He's thinking, why not a little timeshare in Jacksonville? And I think that's what we got tonight. Why not?
Timeshares are great.
Timeshares are fine. I mean, he spends enough time in Miami. Shit, might as well explore what else is going on. I think that's what he did tonight.
Love to see it. Aradam comes in and says, yo, did y'all see when they showed that stat of all those Bills 6th round picks and those UDL players? Buffalo is playing a good system. what a unit. And that's a great point because I saw that 6th round, 7th round, undrafted. It's just when it's knowing the talent to bring to the team, knowing the type of player you're going to bring to the team, and just knowing that your system is just great. You have a solid system. And that's exactly what McDermott has, is a great system. Trust in his system. Know where you're supposed to be. You'll be in the right spot. Just be aggressive, get to the football, and this system is going to work. And right now, they're believing in everything. And as they should, because the results are showing. So whatever McDermott has been instilling into these boys, keep it all the way up.
Richard Sherman mentioned that last week in the post game. And I mean, there's nobody who would be able to notice that more than a legend like Richard Sherman on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, he was just raving about McDermott's ability. He said the results have been system based. How could it not be? That's why I said earlier in the show, half these guys starting right now would not start on another roster in the NFL. And it's not because maybe they don't have the talent, but it's because I don't think the coaching staff has the talent to get the talent that McDermott has gotten out of them. Yep. That's what you're witnessing. You're watching a masterclass of defensive coaching unfold, and it is a beauty to watch.
It is an absolute beauty to watch. So get big shout out to the boys that are putting this together, the staff, the whole staff crew, Babbage, the whole squad. They're doing it, and what a moment to have, man. And guess what? Von Miller has revived his career.
Crazy.
Von Miller is in a I don't know what kind of role you want to call him, because he's not a starter, but he's playing. He's
a closer. He's like Mariano Rivera. He's coming in for the big moments, and he's getting it done.
He ain't a starter, but he's a closer. I love that. Exactly what he is, man. He's closing out games, and he's done it yet again, 3 games straight. Big shout out, our guy Von Miller. What's the court jester saying?
Court jester saying, may I get a shout out to my wife who had surgery today in Western New York. She was able to watch the game while recovering. You're her favorite, Rico. Well, why don't you give her a shout out, Rico? That's awesome.
Court jester. Listen, what's your wife's name? Your wife's name? I'd love to get her name. And by the way, listen, I hope you recover. I hope you get stronger and ready to go. And when you're watching, big shout out to you. Big kiss to you as well.
Big time.
And listen, Rico loves you. and if you continue to keep rocking with us, we appreciate you. It doesn't go unnoticed, and this is actually awesome. So I hope I wish you a quick recovery. Court jester, I appreciate that. And tell your wife I say, what's up, girl? Hope you get better.
And I bet she got a little bit better. The recovery the Bills gave her tonight had to have helped with the aging process. Being able to watch that right off of surgery, that sounds pretty good to me.
You can't go wrong. Signify No says, Ken Dorsey's offense, only throw the digs. Run the ball once. If you don't pick up 10 yards, don't run the ball again for the rest of the game. Well, just go take a look at what's going on in Cleveland. Cleveland, I don't know if it's a Deshaun Watson issue. I don't know if it's just a Ken Dorsey. It's a lot going on over there. There's a lot going on over there.
I said on my show earlier, I think right now that the Cleveland Browns are the saddest franchise in professional sports. And I don't think I'm over-exaggerating. That is a sad sack of a franchise.
That's wild.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. I think it really is. It's an abysmal pit of misery over there. And they signed up for every ounce of it. So whatever.
But yeah, you know what though? They gotta hold that L, man. They gotta hold that L unless they can get and recoup something from. I mean, listen, they can get out of that contract, by the way. If he gets dinged for another, I mean, I don't want to say attempt, but if another lady comes in and says, hey, he did this and that, and I got video and so on and so forth, bro, he's cooked and they can get out of that contract. But until then, they get
the irony in that is, though, it's like, oh, you didn't care about the 50 other ones before you signed it, but now this one's the one that breaks the camel's back.
This is the one.
That's what's crazy about it. It's like that's why I just have no sympathy for that franchise at all.
GQ Bob says, yo, yards after catch leads the league in EPA. Bro, we're statistically, the Bills are looking good right now. We're looking.
Yeah, if you look at Computer Cowboy on Twitter, he's like the best follow ever because he uses graphs to give you the best representation of who's who in the league. The Bills are like on the algorithms or whatever. I mean, I'm not Albert Einstein over here, but I can read a chart, and the Bills are on the best end of that chart every time he posts something. It's the best.
Well, listen, we'll take it every time, man. Let's go. Fluffy Panda, my guy, Fluffy Panda from the West Coast. He goes, I hate to say it, but aren't we doing what Belichick and the Pats did for 20 years?
No, it's
next man up performing at all-star level. We're down our 3 top D linemen, and we're still doing work. We're still putting that work. Fluffy, that's what it feels like, man. I said it earlier. I was like, yo, it feels like we're the Patriots of old, but I mean, we're still kind of, working the kinks out. But until and right now, Josh doesn't have that number one X receiver. Feel me? So right now, he's just, if you're open, you getting it. And I'm gonna try to give you a little bit of room so you can wiggle and do what you got to do. But man, oh man, we are looking good. I'm not gonna lie. Signified knows yet again. What's up? Sig, he goes, MVP is the only reason delusional people think Lamar is better than Josh. I don't know if it was you, Bot, that said something, but probably. I heard somebody say Josh Allen is having such an epic season that they're going to give Lamar Jackson his third MVP.
No, but I saw that on Twitter. Dan retweeted it, and I died laughing.
That was good. That was good. I got to give it to him.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, here's another one, man. Another win was no injuries tonight. That is so huge. Everyone got out unscathed and smiling. That's what I love about it. On the other hand, though, Gabe Davis looks like he was wincing on the sideline on the Jacksonville Jaguars sideline.
They had a couple tonight.
Hopefully he's all right. But I mean, I get it. We weren't going to pay you the money you wanted, and frankly, I was okay with moving on from Gabe Davis. No disrespect, I like Gabe Davis, and I want him to do well. But it's hard to come. I mean, how do you do it? Mitch Morse and Gabe are looking at each other like, I wanted to be part of this because they both wanted to come back.
Well, yeah,
but we can't have everybody.
Poyer last week, I mean, yeah, it's got to be tough. Diggs, but this past weekend, he was on the other end of what the Bills did tonight.
Absolutely,
with his own game. I mean, look, they're a product right now of what they've built systemically. These Buffalo Bills. It was never a product of any individual guy outside of course, Josh Allen. But with Josh Allen healthy on the field, what we're watching is a product of the culture of the Buffalo Bills. It's why I've said since what feels like the beginning of the Sean McDermott era, the Buffalo Bills culture that has been instilled during this duration of being McDermott and Allen is one of the best, if not maybe the best in sports. And that is reflected on the football field. That's why the Cleveland Browns look the way they do, in my opinion. There's no culture over there, right? The Miami Dolphins, what's the culture right now? I talked about it on my show earlier. The culture is Mike McDaniel pulling up in a Bentley, living out in Miami, right? Everybody's it's flash, it's glitz, it's glam, it's fast. It's not winning football games.
Right.
Buffalo Bills culture is next man up, blue collar, grittiness. We're going to scratch and claw our way every single snap to outdo what you're doing. And that it's not born and implemented overnight. It takes a long time, especially when the Bills had to flip the culture that was there before these guys brought it to Western New York. So it truly is, man, it doesn't get old. I mean, I know they don't have the trophy to show for it, but they sure as hell have the play on the field to show for it, I think, and it never gets old.
It never gets old. It's not going to get old. So I'll continue to freaking die on that for sure. By the way, I hope that Juba that picture is something else, man.
By the way, can I just take a moment? I hate to continue. TD just he's like Wade to LeBron. He just keeps teeing me up with like the most beautiful alley-oops. TD, who is the biggest Josh Allen hater on the face of the planet, put out a banger of a tweet earlier, and I figured I'd read it just because Juba's coming in with that hilarious profile picture right there.
What you got?
Tell me he didn't delete it, please. He went on an absolute rant on Twitter earlier about how Tua is not even 1/10 of what Josh Allen is. Here we go. TD says, quote, "We will never be anything as long as Tua is our quarterback. Why? He's 1/10 of Josh Allen. Argue with a mirror. Y'all out here crying for Tua to come back and save us. Y'all the worst to even suggest he can. Tank for Shadur, Ward, or Manning. Anything else equals delusional failure." And I just... Man, there's been so much icing on top of the cake tonight. I'm starting to think that I'm going to put on all the weight I lost, Rico, before this wedding. Crazy, just coming from everywhere tonight. The amount of amazingness.
Poor guy. I mean, as a Dolphins fan, if you're watching that debacle happen against the Seattle Seahawks, you're looking at this going like, dude, Skylar Thompson blew. Then you got Tim Boyd. I don't know if it was Tim Boyle comes in, he blew. So, bro, they're in a world of mess. And I feel for them. I got to get rid of Tyreek Hill on my fantasy team because that ain't going to cut it. It absolutely is not going to cut it. Matthew Montgomery says, "Hey, Bot, congrats on the wedding. Josh Allen 17 gave you the best present. Go Bills." Yo, Matt Montgomery
That is so facts. Thank you, Matt. I was talking with my dad, and it was, dude, the fact the Bills are going 3-0 into the wedding. I mean, look, I know it's the wedding; it shouldn't matter, but you can't tell me that doesn't add a little bit of a silver lining.
No. It does matter.
You can't tell me that doesn't set up a couple extra fireworks. I'm loving
it. It absolutely does matter. Big shout out to my guy,
Thank you, Matt.
our guy, Matt, Matthew Montgomery. Hey, my guy, Eric Peak, the spy. Eric Peak comes in, hey man, next gen stats.
You had your stat you were talking about.
Oh, listen, Eric Brown, listen. Eric Peak, you've been paying attention, man. You see the things that we see, and this is absolutely phenomenal. But Eric has been saying some good things about Spencer Brown lately. So this is almost like I'm telling you guys, this guy's the real deal now that he's healthy, and it's a really great look. It's an absolute great look. Raymond Ramirez, what's going on, boss? He goes, how much more do people need to see from Shakir before they consider the guy the guy? All the work with Eric Moulds is showing 6 for 6 and killing it. And you know what? Big observation, because he worked all offseason with Eric Moulds, and it's really starting to show. I mean, it was starting to show last year,
definitely
on the tail end of the season. So
well, you saw that stat we talked about earlier. He's got the best target to catch ratio in the league since the beginning of last year.
He's fantastic. He's built up. He's rocked up, ready to go. So Raymond, great observation, and the fact that you knew that he was working with Eric Moulds, and I forgot about that. So thanks for reminding me, because it's looking great. The product. He's only going to get hot. He's only going to get hotter right now. So he had 6 receptions, caught all 6 targets, and that touchdown. Got to give it to him. Big shout out to him. Eric Peak comes back in and says, hey, Khalil Shakir, 1 catch away from tying the all-time NFL consecutive catch record.
Really?
What? 1 catch away from tying the all-time consecutive catch record?
Let me look this up.
Please look it up. I mean, if that's the case, my goodness, that's impressive. But I'm not. Yeah, please look it up while you do that. I'm gonna keep going with these the super chats here. Space Oddity, Bills 2.5 underdogs next week is insane. They're already giving us a 2.5. You know what? I'll take it. Give me 2.5 underdogs.
Pound it.
Smash that.
And what you're gonna want to do, what you're really gonna want to do here, and take a listen, because this is gonna be the move. You're gonna want to put the Bills in a 6-point teaser. Buy them up on 6 points. The Bills are now, 44 consecutive games without losing a game by more than 6 points.
Good call.
There you go.
Good call.
I found it, by the way, Rico. Eric was pretty close. From what I'm reading, Khalil Shakir is 2 catches away from tying. Or no, excuse me.
2 games.
Am I reading this right? I think Eric's right in what he said, based on what I'm seeing.
What are you saying? What is it saying? So while you try to figure that, I'm going to try to read these super chats here. Hold My Beer says Allen tied with Kermit MVP. Allen equals 1 turnover. Kermit 4. I know who you're talking about.
Mahomes is far out of the MVP race. I don't. There's no way.
Right now, I mean, it's super early, but I mean, if you're going to talk about MVP, that's got to be Josh right now. There's no quarterback playing better than him right now.
You also have to consider, though, with Mahomes, he has to play an even different level of football to win the MVP, because they don't want to just give it to you again, right? That's why Lamar's odds to win it this year were so low, because they don't want to give him a third one. There's so many politics involved with this. Of course there is.
No doubt about it. You're in line right now. Quinn Peters, Quinn says, yo, we need to appreciate Joe Brady while we have him. He will not be here next year. I mean,
no, he definitely will, but I don't know about after next year.
Yeah, after next year it might be a little different, but you mean at the end of the day too, right? You do want to stay with your quarterback, the guy that you've been, doing your thing with. For you, obviously the goal is to become a head coach somewhere, but like if the head coach vacancies aren't great, stick with the guy that you know is going to kill it, right? So no different than what Sweet Lou did. Sweet Lou was like, I'm coming back. I forgot. I keep not wanting to pronounce his name, but he went back to the Bengals. He could have been a defensive head coach somewhere, but he's like, nah, I'm coming back, right? Who's the DC for the Chiefs right now?
Spagnuolo.
Spagnuolo could have easily went somewhere else. He's like, nah, I'm good, man. I've done that whole thing.
Ben Johnson's another one with Detroit, right? He turned down a bunch of jobs.
I'm telling you, sometimes it's not great to go anywhere. Look at Canales. Canales was on the verge of like having epic collapse until he made Andy Dalton his quarterback. Sometimes it's not always, great to take that spot. Sometimes your opportunities are there.
Yeah.
But you got to take the right opportunity at the end.
Brian Dable. I mean, they've been calling for his ass, and we know how great of a coach he is. It's tough.
Did you see that when they say, "Hey, man, I'm paraphrasing here. Have you been hearing about you losing your job or whatever?" And Brian Dable stared down. He answered the question, like really, like, "No, I haven't heard that at all," and stared down the reporter, stared him down, answered more questions, but stared down the reporter. I was like, golly, he hit a nerve. He absolutely hit a nerve. Eric P comes back with a big super chat. We appreciate you, Eric. You know that. Said it last week, man. Josh Allen is different. I saw a meme video that perfectly encapsulated. Video titled "Allen without Diggs bitching." Then the video was a Brady highlighted reel. This Josh Allen 17 is playing like prime Brady. Listen, man, he's looking good right now, and he's having fun. That's the biggest one. Looking good and having fun. That's what comes down at the end of the day. Mateo, I know you wanted to probably put a comment in there, Mateo, so we appreciate you, obviously. So we're going to try to find your comment in there. If you want to come back and write some, go ahead and write some. What do we got? Eric P comes back, says, "Yo, Fowler, Orlowski, Riddick, excellent on the broadcast."
Agreed.
I thought they were great. Somebody said they weren't great at all. I thought they were fantastic.
Thought they were great. I was shocked that game didn't supersede the Bengals game for getting Aikman and Buck, but I thought they did a phenomenal job.
I thought they were great, man. Josh Richardson, what's up, JR? JR says, "Yo, I think we're gonna go 5-1 after the road trip."
I would sign up for that right now.
Trip.
I'd sign up for that right now.
I would take that. I mean, I'm trying to look back as to, I mean, we both said we would go 12-5, but I want to see where we had our wins and losses. And
I remember preseason, I had them losing tonight.
Did you have them losing to this one?
I think so. Just because of the history with Jacksonville, I figured it would be one of those gross early games where they wound up losing it. I think I had them maybe losing to Baltimore too. I can't remember.
I can't recall too. That's why I'm kind of going through my book and my notes and stuff to see where I can find it. But either way, if we go 5-1, I'll take that all day. I ain't gonna trip.
No
I'll
doubt.
Take that all day. Give me that. Sign me up for that. In the words of Bot, sign me up.
Big
sign
time.
me all the way up. Let's see. Let's keep it pushing here. We got Gil Rivera says, "At one point, Bills had 2 TDs to Jack's 1 yard." Dude, there was a point where, like, I was like, "Yo, is Jacksonville ever going to move the ball?" I mean, they're going to. They got a good quarterback. They should be able to move the ball much better than they are. But once things are cooking, man, there's not a whole lot that you can do to stop things. It's just sometimes what it is, man.
Trevor Lawrence looked so uncomfortable out there all night. Like nothing, just no ability to get like his feet set. It was just a rough night.
Not one bit. What's Robert Kell saying?
Robert Kell is saying, if J.A. is UB's quarterback, do they make the college football playoffs? I mean, he got drafted in the first round out of Wyoming, so maybe there's potential. Who knows? Maybe this version of Josh Allen could get UB to the playoffs, but there's a bunch of UB guys helping this Bills team out right now, for God's sakes. It's crazy. Crazy.
It absolutely is. By the way, I'm looking at the list of that was made for season prediction.
Mm-hmm.
I had us, for me, that's what I have. I had us winning against the Cardinals, Dolphins, and Jacksonville. But for some reason, I mean, everybody knows it, that this was going to be a tough matchup. But I had us losing to the Ravens next week.
Yeah.
I hope I'm absolutely wrong about that one. Totally wrong.
I got to think about that one. I got to think about what I'm going to go with on that one.
I hear you on that one. Tyler Petruski, I think that's her. Petruski.
Petruska. I love it.
Yeah, Petruska. I appreciate the super chat. And if there are comments, I'm sure you wanted to write something, but if not, we'll take it. Oh, Tyler came back. I appreciate you, Tyler. Tyler says, in my opinion, Bills playing better without Diggs. You're 1,000%.
They've never had a 3-game stretch quite like this with him. I'll tell you that.
People are happier. They just seem like they're jovial.
That's so true.
Absolutely, man. Bills, bets, and beers. Remember for 44 freaking months. Big shout out, man.
Things right there.
What's he saying about Z-Bot? He's calling you out, man. What is he saying?
He's saying, Z-Bot, you going to the Finns versus Bills home game? Also, when are you guys doing a fan meetup tailgate at a Bills game? Can't wait for that. To answer your first question, maybe. I don't know. It's usually always a last-minute send for me. I know that I will be at the Bills-Jets game week 6, Monday Night Football at MetLife, and will more than likely be at the Bills-Chiefs game and Bills-Niners game. So let me know if you'll be at one of those. And then the meetup, that's been long in the works. We have got to lock that down at some point. I get asked about it all the time, and we definitely want to do it. We just got guys I'm in Connecticut, Rico's in Nova Scotia, Pierre's all the way out in Virginia. So we're going to do it eventually. We talk about it all the time, and we 100% are going to do it eventually. So bear with us. And when we do it, it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome. We got to organize it proper. You don't want to rush things too, right? You don't want to just put something together. We want to make sure that we have a venue, all that good stuff. We've talked about it. I promise you, we've talked about it. It's just a matter of putting it together. But boy, when we do it, it's going to be a party.
It's going to be
fun. It is going to be fun. Big shout out to my guy, John Formicella.
Hell yeah. Look at that.
Listen, John, I owe you big because I'll tell you, let me tell you a story. John invited me to come and watch a Bills football game with him and his beautiful family. And as I'm on the red eye, I call it the red eye, the late flight to fly into Buffalo, I'm sitting there waiting for my flight. And all of a sudden we get a PA announcement. Beep. Excuse me, folks, just want to let you know that the flight headed to Toronto has been canceled. Good night. We're all sitting there. What? What do you mean canceled? Oh, maintenance. Dude, John was like, yo, I'm with my family. Come on through. Dude, they canceled my flight. There was nothing I could do. I'm looking at other flights and it just wasn't happening. So, dude, we got to make something happen. I appreciate you. You know we do. Much love to my guy, John Formicella, calling from Thailand.
Man.
Nah, that's my guy right there. That's my guy. By the way, my daughter's in the 4th year, John, so I told her she's going to be reaching out to you for references and all that good stuff. So we'll talk soon. Cameron Hayes. What's Cameron saying? He says, yo, Rico.
Yeah, go for it.
Get a roast on Trevor Lawrence and his multi-million overrated ass.
I think you already saw it during a 60-minute football game tonight, Cameron. That was a roast. that was a roast of the Jacksonville Jaguars tonight. That game should have been on Comedy Central.
Yo, you're a fool.
That was your roast.
Listen,
there's nothing we could say that could top that.
But this I just don't understand why Trevor Lawrence has been given a lot of money. Didn't he get paid?
Oh yeah, I think.
Oh my gosh, this brother got paid. Listen,
million.
Enough's enough. This guy got paid and he's not producing. He really isn't. So whether it's Doug Peterson's the problem, offensive coordinator, I mean, he's the coordinator out there. So something's got to give. Something's got to give. Either Trevor Lawrence is just. I'm trying to find a proper comparison to Trevor Lawrence, but I can't find one right now. But he's got to be better for his team, and his team's got to be better for him. Period. Yeah. That's what it called. Christian Kirk is your best player, and he's not even paid like the guys that are on his team. Actually, he is paid. He's paid quite well. BFM meetup. Yeah, we talked about that for a little bit. We're gonna try to make that happen.
He's honest. We got to get it done.
Yeah, well, he's not wrong, man. He's not wrong. Chris Matlock, haven't seen us move the ball versus man like that ever. Here's the thing that I want to say: teams should not play as man to man unless you have Darrelle Revis and Champ Bailey both at corner, and you got Ed Reed as your freaking safety along Steve Atwater, bro. Don't play man. Don't play man because Josh Allen will cook you with his legs, and if he doesn't, these guys just know what Josh does. So you're just gonna be in a world of trouble, just like the freaking Jaguars today. So, buddy, rough day for the boys. Rough day.
We talked about it before the game, right? Because Jacksonville, they were staunch in their position. There's no team that's ran man coverage more in the NFL to start the season off than the Jacksonville Jaguars. And they were, I just have a feeling going into this game, they knew exactly what they wanted to do and they were married to it. And the Bills cooked it up all night. I think you got a feeling too, with the amount that the Jags were running that Joe Brady knew what was coming and they took advantage.
Absolutely. 1000%, man. Richie showing the Bengals game during ours drove me nuts, bro. Listen, put that to the side. I ain't trying to watch no damn Bengals get beat down by the none of that. Don't even give me a small box. I want none of that.
I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised at the little amount they did it. Though I remember the last time that there was a doubleheader, it felt like they were doing split screen at times. It felt like they only went to it during coming back from a commercial or during a lull. You know me, I was pissed about the idea of this being a doubleheader. I was pleasantly surprised they didn't do it as much as I thought they were going to do.
I didn't want any of it, but I mean, listen, the fact that we were winning the way we were winning, I think that's why they kind of let us see it. But if the game was tight, there's no way I'm seeing them show the Commanders. Yeah. And last but not least, ugly ass Dolphins fan says, "Yo, Bill started 4-0 in 2020, and that was a great year. That was a solid year. So this is a moment for us to kind of capitalize on that and not just go 4-0. We want to wipe clean the whole season and really do work." So We appreciate you guys for throwing in some.
We got a couple more. Yeah, there we go.
Yep. We got Trevor comes in. Trevor L is the new Broncos Russell Wilson. Ooh. I tried to find a comparison for him. Russell? Would you say he's Russell? That's a tough one. That is a tough one. That's a tough one. Josh played like the game was in slow motion for him. Buddy, he played like the hoop was this big.
Yeah.
The hoop was this big. His pocket presence was great. His awareness was great. His eyes down the field, the way he was running the football, sliding when needed to slide. Dude, the guy was amazing. The only thing I didn't like was him handing the football off with his right hand going left. Right?
That left hand is I remember we talked about it. I said
opening up his hand like this.
I had said I thought that hand was way more banged up than we were being told, and it clearly is. I mean, it 100% is. Yeah. He would not be handing the ball off like that if it weren't for that. I saw Thigh Doc earlier. He posted about it, and he thinks if it was a full break, he'll be able to have that cast off of his hand or whatever the hell he's wearing there within the next 2 to 4 weeks. It's not affecting the game at all. Thank God. Plus, he still ran the ball tonight. It felt like last week against the Dolphins, he didn't. So no effect on the game, which you got to be fine with. But I think that hand clearly is more banged up than we were told for sure.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that at all. And I'm like, let's just say, and he's tough enough that he say if he broke it, he'd just say club it up.
Yeah,
and I'll deal. I'll find ways. I'll be in shotgun all day if I have to.
100%.
Club that thing up and we'll roll. So we'll see how he plays, man. Yo, you fool still awake up here? Yeah, we are, and we're about to shut her down because listen, when the Bills win, I'm in a space where I'm comfortable. I feel great. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that's bugging me. I got a wedding to go to on Friday. Hey. I'm pumped about. You know what I mean? I got the rental. I got to go pick up the rental tomorrow. I got to leave. I got to figure out where I'm staying halfway through. I mean, there's a lot of things I got.
Is that locked in?
Oh, hotel's already locked in. I'm just trying to find a way.
Oh, Wednesday. You thought that was up in the air, but you're leaving Wednesday?
Yeah, we leaving Wednesday. We're going to either we drive right through or we're going to stay overnight in Airbnb or a little small hotel and then get on the road again for Thursday. And then we'll be there Thursday early afternoon. And then we'll cook from there.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, baby. So listen, I think that we wrap this up real good, man. The Bills.
I mean, yeah, we could spend 9 hours about what we just saw. Honestly, I'm gonna go live. You're doing tomorrow?
Yeah, I got tomorrow.
Yeah, I might go in the morning or something just to continue to lament on what we just saw. I feel like I got to spend at least another hour talking about that. I'm gonna sleep on it, collect my thoughts, as is Rico, because there really is about what feels like 9 hours worth of stuff you could talk about tonight, all in the best way.
No, for sure, man. We go cook up for sure tomorrow and call it a day. I mean, yeah. I think it's one of those days where it's just good to just kind of sit there and just enjoy what these Bills were able to do.
It's Victory Tuesday. It's Victory Tuesday. We're gonna enjoy the hell out of it. Where you can enjoy it, by the way, I think that you can definitely enjoy Victory Tuesday with our friends over at the Autograph app. We've been telling you about them all season, and for good reason. It's days like tomorrow where you're going to want to have the Autograph app downloaded. The Autograph app is your one-stop shop for everything Buffalo Bills content. And tomorrow is one of those days where you're going to want to read up and watch and listen to absolutely everything that there is in Autograph has all of that in one place. The top tweets, the top articles, top YouTube shows, and top podcasts. So when I go live tomorrow, Rico goes live tomorrow, even right now, you can watch us right on there. And the beauty of that is not only do you get to do what you're already doing, you get to earn points while you're doing it. And the points that you get, you can use for tickets, you can use for jerseys, you name it, Autograph has it. And it's a free app. So everything you're already doing, reading Bill's Twitter, reading Bill's articles, listening to us, watching us, might as well do it on the Autograph app because you get to earn points while doing it. The link is in the description below. All you got to do is tap it. It'll take you to your app store. You download it. Boom, you're good to go. You just download it and sign up for an account. Follow the Bills on there. And it's as easy as that, Rico. I mean, I know you love it. This app's got everything. And like I said, days like tomorrow, it's perfect because you're going to get all of that beautiful celebration style content surrounding the Bills all day long.
Gotta love it, man. Mickey says, hey guys, or Mikey, hey guys, I'm from Connecticut. Love to catch you in Connecticut for the wedding, even if it's just a drive to say hi and bye. Love you guys. Let me know where, and I'll be at that place. I don't know. I mean, shoot.
Well, Mickey, we got to figure out what Rico's deal is with how long he'll be here and what the schedule is. Yeah, if we do end up figuring something out, we'll definitely let you know, because that would be awesome. We're hoping to do something, but we got to figure out what the schedule is going to be looking like. But if it does work out, that would be cool.
And by the way, Buffalo Motivated just said, yo, that autograph app is actually pretty damn lit. Just got it today. Highly recommended. Big shout out to you. I'm telling you guys, we're going to try to put you guys somewhere where you don't want to be, baby.
I was just going to say, Buffalo Motivated, he seems like shocked. He's like, well, it's actually pretty damn lit. You think I'd lie to you, Buffalo Motivated? That app is killer. I love that app.
So listen, that's it, man. So
thanks for listening to us, by the way.
When we do get to Connecticut, maybe I'll just give a tweet and be like, yo, I'm in Connecticut. What up? Pull up. So we'll see. We'll see how that all plays out. By the way, one last thing before we go.
Yeah, I got one too.
A tweet from Rachel Bush, Jordan Poyer's girl.
Yeah.
Rachel says, tonight's game makes me realize even more that Miami needs to do something ASAP. There's always an answer, and doing nothing isn't it. I'm sad for the players, and it can't keep going on like this.
Ouch.
Too much talent to waste this whole year. And then somebody says, boo-hoo, should have taken less money to stay in Buffalo. Golly, why do you guys got to do that? She's not even our time, man.
I mean, hey, you know what I always liked about her? She always shoots at 100. She always shoots it straight. Like, it's better than sitting there and being like, oh, we're satisfied with it. I mean, shit, that's what I'd be saying if I was a Dolphins fan. I'd be sitting there. That's exactly what I would say. 90% of you are out there sitting there saying, we're fine. McDaniel's a genius, and Tua's a top 5 quarterback. At least she's keeping it 100, because that's the facts of the matter. We were just talking about it earlier. It's a culture thing. The Dolphins don't have the culture. That's why they don't have nights like tonight. That's why they're on the other end of nights like tonight.
Tough night.
And there's got to be a change if they want it to result in what they hope and it results in.
It's tough. It's tough to swallow, because your man went from a team that he loved to a city that he lives in.
Yeah,
but it's not the same. It's not the same. We embraced you, and there's no love lost. We still love Poyer, but it's a stark reality when you're like, shh, I don't have myself a franchise quarterback. That's the problem. And now I got to deal with Tim Boyle.
Yeah, it's not a fun time in Miami right now. No, I mean, it really isn't.
South Beach just doesn't hit the same when you ain't got no franchise quarterback. All right, folks.
Hey, before we round out, by the way, we're talking about fun times. We're talking about fun times, and I know we had a blast tonight. We really had a blast tonight talking about the Buffalo Bills, watching our Buffalo Bills. You can have even more of a blast watching these Buffalo Bills by using the Underdog Fantasy app. Rico talked about him a little bit earlier, but I wanted to mention him again because it's nights like tonight where you can win in more ways than just the Bills winning on the field, because football is officially back. We're 3 weeks in, and the Bills have looked better than ever. And if you want to take advantage of the ability to not only have the Bills win for you, but win a little something from your Bills, Underdog Fantasy is the way to do it. I'm a huge fan of the app. I use it all the time because it's more than just your standard, putting money on a game. It adds to an element watching the game because you're invested in all of these individual players going either higher or lower than their expected totals. And like Rico mentioned earlier, if you had the higher on Josh Allen tonight, your bank account was going higher because Josh Allen went higher on pass TDs. He went higher on passing yards. He went higher on passing completions. Josh Allen was the definition of going higher tonight. So if you were on a guy like Josh Allen tonight on the fantasy or on Underdog Fantasy, you would have been doing incredibly, right? So right now, Underdog, we've partnered up with them. We're excited to do so because we absolutely love the app. The link's in the description below. And if you go down there and click on that link in the description below, you're going to be able to take advantage of the new customer special we have going on for you right now. The promo code in that app is B Mafia, all caps, B Mafia. Once again, Underdog, it adds so much more fun to watching the game. If you have the higher on Josh Allen, not only are you rooting for him to get it done to win for the Bills, but you're rooting to get it done for winning on your Underdog Fantasy team. Making picks on Underdogs is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. Once again, just head over to Underdog's simple to use mobile app on underdogfantasy.com. Sign up with the promo code BMafia, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Once again, that's Underdog Fantasy, promo code BMafia. to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 18 plus, 21 plus in Massachusetts, Arizona, 19 plus in Alabama and New England, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Take advantage of it. The app is a ton of fun, Rico. I know you've used it before too. It's a blast because especially when the Bills aren't on too, you got your fantasy guys rolling. You can always a little bit of an extra talking point with the rest of your buddies. You can be like, man, I told you Sam Darnold was going to go off this past weekend. I told you.
Love it. Love everybody. So guys, jump on there. Lots of opportunity for you to jump on there. So folks, we love that you guys hang out with us. We love it. We appreciate it. And just for those that are in the chat right now, or those that are watching from Twitter, those that are watching from any social media platform, dude, do us a favor. Share it with your friends. Share with everybody. And if you haven't, smash that like, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff, so you know when we're hitting it live. Because my man Z-Bot's going tomorrow. Then I'm going tomorrow night. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get fun times. And that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what time I'm going to rip it tomorrow, Rico. I got to bring all of the supplies to the wedding venue tomorrow. That's my job. So when I get back, whenever that is, hoping to hop on and talk a little bit more about the ass clapping we witnessed tonight in Buffalo, folks. 47-10, your final. Caroline, much love. Caroline's got to be happy the Bills are 3-0 going to the wedding. We're all happy. 47-10, your final in Buffalo, and absolutely dismantling of the Jacksonville Jaguars on Monday Night Football. The Bills improved to 3-0. Josh Allen's MVP stock is through the roof, and we couldn't be more elated about it. We couldn't be more elated about having you guys in tonight. We had well over 2,500 strong throughout the entire duration of the stream. You guys are the best. Rico, you're the best. And I'm not so sure the Buffalo Bills aren't the best team in the NFL right now. Thanks again so much for hanging out with us, folks, after a dominant W on the BF postgame show on the Buffalo Fanatics YouTube channel. We'll catch you tomorrow right where you're at right now. On your way out, button, subscribe button, all that good stuff. Much love, everybody. Dominant W. We'll talk to you on the next one.
Peace. Go Bills, baby.